Hello guys, it's Jacklyn here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am turning 23 in a few months and I thought, why the hell not make a video about all of the magical things I've learned on this journey of life, and maybe it can help someone out. Maybe this is just a fun video. Maybe this is to help you learn a few things about me, but let's get right into the video. Number 1, embracing the things that don't make me perfect. For the longest time of my life, I feel like I've worn a mask of what I should be doing, how I should be acting, what I should wear, when all along I should have been embracing what filled my cup, what makes me happy, what brings my life pleasure. And beginning to learn that as a young adult, a young woman, becoming the woman I've always wanted to be, you can't please everyone. And embracing exactly what you like, getting very clear about what makes me happy, the kind of life I want to live, and not putting on a persona of what I think people want from me, change the game. Number 2, playing with fire. The only way I feel like I've really learned in this life, I say that as if I'm an ancient woman. The things I have learned most in this life are things I have experienced, moving, losing friendships, different relationships, and going into something, maybe knowing nothing, maybe knowing a little bit, even my YouTube. Learning to play with the unknown, because that is the only thing promised in this life. And that's why it's so important to be exactly who you are, know yourself, so you are able to test the waters, try different things, and know what you do and do not want. An example of this, moving to Miami for a year. What a crazy, incredible journey. No, I am no longer currently there, but boy, did I get burned. But did I learn too much? Absolutely. Thirdly, addressing trauma. I am very open and honest about having an alcoholic mother, especially on my YouTube, on my socials, just because on social media and younger Jackie, I wish I had someone that told me what I went through was not my fault. And learning to talk about it, being open and honest with it, hopefully I'm able to reach people that also need to hear that as well, that you are allowed to heal. You don't need to become like the people who hurt you the most in this life, or the people that still maybe continue to choose to live a life of just pain, getting mad at everything, just all of that negativity you don't need in your life. So addressing all of the trauma head on. Shadow work, I made a video about that, and fully unleashing, I feel like, a version of myself that, although I do have this past with me, I am not afraid to speak about it. I am not ashamed of it. And if anything, I have learned too much that it would be unfair for me not to share with people who might just need to hear it. Number 4, you don't need to take advice from everyone. Friends, parents, random strangers, adults that think they have an obligation to tell you what you should do with your life. If something resonates with you, take it and run. Abide by it if that's your choosing, but you really don't need to take advice from everyone. I think we're on 5. I'm already getting mixed up. It's the beginning of the video. Learning to take life day by day. I love instant gratification. Is that bad to admit? Like, I love things that are convenient, easy, straight to the point. However, in this journey of life, sometimes that doesn't work out that way. Let's say for investments, for example, certain relationships, like it takes time to build things, and understanding and grasping. When you get real clear about the life you want, no one will be able to take that from you. Yes, instant gratification is amazing, the best. Getting something conveniently, easily. But on the other side of that, being patient, like say in a relationship, for example, at your job, for example, just taking the time to wait for the result you actually want, keeping an open mind, and also being very present with yourself about, is what you're doing on the day-to-day basis making you happy? Because it is easy to rush, just like it's easy to eat junk food, eat whatever, not take care of your body. But sitting with yourself and realizing maybe doing the hard things now, maybe the not so convenient things that are helping my body, helping my future self. Keeping an open mind, that'll set you free. Number 6, I'm gonna put this plain and simply as I can. I am not for everyone. and I was never meant to be. Number 7, forgiving. Oh my God, I used to hate talking about this topic, and even still now it triggers me because I used to be filled with such rage. Now I transmute that into videos, social media content, my work, working out, etc. But forgiving, literally, it sets you free. The people who in your past that just hold and take up so much of your mental and your heart, forgiving them, because forgiveness is not for them, it's for yourself, and releasing that anger and using it towards living a life you want, living a life that literally gives you pleasure every single day. That's the way to use it. So doing your shadow work, maybe blocking a few people so you don't have to see them again. But number 8, the way someone else behaves does not dictate my behavior. Reading the 48 Laws of Power, getting into Robert Greene, Sheer 7, Wizard Liz, Leo Skeppy. I am all about the mental, psychological, and philosophical standpoint on why humans, why we think, why we act the way we do, why certain people have certain behaviors, how growing up dictates the habits you have, and all of that fun stuff. And learning that if, for example, say a family member is acting out of control, completely filled with rage, anger, I do not have to act the same way. For a friend, for example, lying, being rude, disrespectful, mean, that does not dictate how I have trained myself to act, the kind of woman I am. Because although friend, family member, significant other doesn't really matter, you are in control of you. That is the only thing in this life you can control. Your inputs and your outputs. How you look, how you think, how you speak, how you act, and not allowing others to affect your mood and your peace. That's the word I'm thinking of. Your peace. That is a gift, being able to do that. And it takes a lot of practice, a lot of work, especially if you grew up around a lot of chaos and a lot of, say, mentally unstable people that were never taught how to regulate emotions. But learning how to remain neutral and in control of yourself, that changed my life. Understanding jealousy and your envy. This is number 9, and this is basically the key to unlocking what you truly want in this life. Because if you are jealous of something, there is a reason, and it's because you want that. Oh, this is gonna ruffle some feathers, but if there's a friend that's, for example, in a specific relationship, and you just can't help but maybe you're a little bitter about it, maybe you're like, why don't I have that? Subconsciously, it's because it's exactly what you want. And this can go so many different ways of life, but check yourself when you maybe, instead of jealousy, you're transmuting that into, oh, maybe that's what I want. How can I get to that? And not using it as a way to sabotage or be bitter or negative. It is actually the key to getting exactly what you want if you understand it. Number 10, I wish someone told me that it actually does pay off when you put in energy into yourself. Being a woman, doing my hair, getting my makeup done, my nails, figuring out what colors look the best on me. It does pay off when you put in energy to yourself. Having a mom that really wasn't there, most of the time she was intoxicated. She is currently still an alcoholic, but it's okay. But having an alcoholic parent that was never really present in my life in the ways I needed her to be. I was never taught class, how to be chic, sexy in my own way, what makes women so beautiful and empowering. Being a woman other women want to be friends with, look up to, grow with. What makes me different, what makes me unique, and just embracing all of the things it means to be a woman. And I'm not just talking about physically, on the mental side too, of being more in touch with my emotional side and understanding that. But taking care of yourself and pouring into yourself, priceless. Number 11, understand what you eat. I can go so deep into this, but you are exactly what you eat. If you're eating very processed foods, all of this sugar, and I live in America, so I know a lot of things go a lot of things in our food go unregulated, but understanding why food is important. Nutrients, carbs, fats, all of it, even the tiniest, there's so much, but all you need to understand is, and the main thing I have gotten from food is fuel. And what you put into your body, nutrients, vitamins, minerals, it all contributes some way. And looking at food as something that nourishes your body, makes you feel good, gives you fuel, and not something that is just like there. Like there is a reason why you feel better when you eat certain foods, have certain drinks. Maybe you get bloated because of certain things, but understanding your body and what it needs, life-changing. Understanding it's okay to be picky. Number 12, with friends, with how you want your body to look, with where you want to live, because if you stand for everything, you will fall for everything. If you have no idea what you want because you don't know yourself, how are you ever going to get what you want? You, to some extent, have opinions. Be picky. Know what you like, because only then will you get exactly what you want, right? You don't have to be a people pleaser. And in fact, being a people pleaser and catering to everyone else's needs, what everyone else wants from you, and kind of putting yourself last will not fly here. Number 13, learning to sit with yourself. When the world goes quiet, when you are alone, if you're in a relationship, separate yourself from that, for example. When you are stuck with yourself, where does your mind wandering to, and assessing all that comes with it? When there is no music to distract you, when there is no noise, maybe you fasted and there's not even any food in your body. Addressing all of those thoughts that occur then. Number 14, understanding that emotions are temporary. End goal is forever. And this will help you if you find yourself maybe spiraling in an argument, jealousy, unable to address maybe the feelings going on inside, and understanding we are human. That is normal. And being aware, being expressive, maybe you have to cry, maybe you have to write it out, maybe you have to go to the gym and literally sweat it out. Do whatever you need to allow emotions to move through you and keep on going. Do not allow yourself to sulk in the past in a certain feeling or emotion, because emotions are not permanent. That's why it's good to have an end goal of the kind of life you will eventually live, the life you want, because it won't allow you to make a decision that you'll regret. When you make a decision, when you are super happy, like you wanted to hang out with someone or plan like a date or whatever, and you realized, wait, I actually don't want to do that. It was just because like I was super happy and in the mood to hang out with people. Or when you're super sad and you decide to delete everything and throw everything out. When you are back to level-headedness, that's the best time to make a decision. Not when you are the extreme levels of emotions. And learning that younger would have saved me so much. Not everyone deserves access to you. Number 15, family, friends, close relatives. If you want to keep something, if you're in your life private, if you don't feel comfortable sharing certain things, there is no obligation to do so. That is a made up, fugazi, facade, whatever. If you want to keep something private, if you have a sense in you that you're not comfortable sharing something with someone, or weird ass questions people ask sometimes, especially if you're a woman, well, you know what I'm talking about. You owe nothing to no one. If you want to keep something private, do it. That's all. Number 16, no is a full sentence. Number 17, if you are constantly attracting chaos, it's because subconsciously you like it. Whoa. Calm down a second. The only reason I'm talking about this is because I used to be the person that flourished in chaos. And when I say flourish, I mean I, to some extent, was always around it. And it's because of how I grew up. But changing that and understanding that the best things in this life are actually peace, fun, bliss. And if you do crave drama, if you do crave chaos, if you're always in chaotic relationships, friendships, environments, it's because subconsciously You may think that's what you deserve. You may think that's what you actually like, when really, maybe you just need to look inwards. I wish someone told me that. It's like the reason why you're in a toxic relationship, the reason why you cause so much chaos is because that's just what you're freaking used to. And no, you don't have to be used to that anymore. And realizing the drama, the chaos, the toxicity you constantly surround yourself with will never be worth it. So if you do crave chaos, if you're in a toxic relationship, you grew up around whatever the case may be, if you are around toxicity, address yourself. Number 18, nobody knows everything and neither do you. Neither do I. But what we do know is what we experience. And if you're able as a human being to understand what you go through, address it, learn from it, most importantly, learn from what you've been through and embrace it, transmute it, share it, you will be an unstoppable human being. Number 19, don't take advice from a human being you wouldn't want to be like. Number 20, life was meant to be fucking enjoyed. Life was meant to be pleasurable. Life was meant to be fun. Of course, there will always be negativity. There's enough negativity in this world. There's enough people that all they can talk about is other people, and the things they didn't achieve, and the things they don't want, the things they hate, and yada yada. Like the list for negativity on this planet goes on forever. But be the person that only gets what they want, that only talks about positive things, that only influences people to be themselves, live a life that's fun, adventurous, be around people that ignite you, have a job that contributes to a society, that makes people better, that sets people up for success. Be the person that's positive. Like that's what this world needs more of, and embracing that regardless of what you've been through, the pain, the trauma, the doubt, the sadness, the breakups, the friendship breakups, like all of it, use it all for your benefit to create the exact life you do want, that you are proud to talk about. Yeah. And lastly, number 20 freaking 2, guys, we did it. Oh my gosh. Number 22, understanding you are going to die. This sounds so morbid, but this is genuinely a sentence that changed my life. Understanding that we are all going to pass on one day. So you might as well live the exact life you want. Get exactly what you want. Be the man or woman you exactly want. Because at the end of it all, people remember how you make them feel. No one is going to remember the exact outfit you wear, the color of your nails. In 20, 40, 80 years, 50 years, however old you may be, in this lifetime, if you are currently watching this video, the only thing that matters is that you are happy. Your life gives you pleasure. You didn't settle for your life and you freaking chose it. You chose exactly what you wanted, picked it out, moved, got rid of things, used that block button, like I said, but that is priceless advice. I trust this video brought you closer to your highest self, and hopefully this also brought you guys a little closer to me. The things I've been through in my life, the woman I am, the highest self, which I always refer to, this all means so much to me, and if any way this video helped you or can help someone else, that's all I care about. I genuinely hope this video brought you closer to your highest self. You are worthy, you are loved. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.